This is the danger when we get into these spaces of everybody can do what they want. Last I checked, everybody included daddy too. When you say you got to consider the black family, last I checked, daddy was included in the black family. But don't nobody check on us. So brothers, again, it is imperative that you check on yourself and check on your strong friend. What's going on, y'all? Good morning. So, by now, everybody done seen, most everybody probably done seen that video of that brother that killed his ex-wife, killed his girlfriend, killed himself. I think he started off with the ex-girlfriend. Brothers, I talk a lot of shit. But again, I'm talking to black men, majority-wise. I'm talking to men in general, but black men specifically. And I'm talking about the women that we deal with, which most of the time is our sisters. It wasn't long ago in the 90s, early 2000s, we would say, man, that's some of that white folk shit. We turn these type of mental health issues into jokes. If everybody remember Chris Rock, famous stand-up line, if you ain't contemplated murder, you ain't never been in love. And we laughed and kikied. We've used that joke ongoing for years. But I'm telling you, and I shouldn't have to say this shit to a bunch of mothers, there is no love like parental love. That's the only unconditional love. Y'all aren't the only ones that feel that shit. I get it. Y'all carried the babies for 9 months. Congratulations, baby. Your pussy work. That's the way your body was designed. So yes, you carried the baby for 9 months. We've been carrying them jokers around in our nuts since we was about 12, 13, 14 years old. And then it's incumbent upon us to protect those children. And having worked with kids in the juvenile justice system and off and on and the YMCA, and it's so much shit that these children are dealing with. The brother's ex-wife accused him of molesting the children, which is a big ass red flag to me, because I've had cases where the mother would accuse the father of molesting the children because the child was actually molested in her care by her boyfriend or her girlfriend in some cases. Again, some more shit we don't like to goddamn talk about. So everybody want to be on this mental health kick, but when shit like this happens, then it's, oh, this nigga was just crazy. He should have went and got help. That's easier than said than done. Because now he's working, possibly paying child support, alimony. I don't know the brother's situation. I don't know all the ins and outs. I just know what he said on the video and what others have said about him on the internet. But all in all, this is another time where people will say he was a good father. He was a good father. And I want brothers to start leaning on that. Y'all can feel how you feel about the language I use and the way I look at things. And oh, it's archaic, or we're not in the 1950s anymore. And sis, I'm all for feminism. I'm all for y'all making the same amount of money. I want you to be held to the same level of accountability as well. That's equality for your ass. Y'all talk that shit, but as soon as it comes to a level of accountability, you don't want it. You get to walk into the courtroom and make a false claim and fuck up somebody's life. And brothers that done had to dig themselves out of that hole and was able to successfully do it without harming themselves or others, you know it's nothing like dying every day. Every day. So a brother walking around with that stain of child molest, especially your own fucking children, walking around with that on your chest all the damn time, this brother been dying. Since the day that accusation was made, that brother has died a death every day for the last 3 years. So from a psychological standpoint, him killing that woman or those women and killing himself, one shit, he had already died. I don't know how much 3 times 365 is. Somebody do the math. That's how many times that brother done died since that accusation was made. And he had to maneuver and shape his life around an accusation. We just seen, what was it, earlier this year, last year, when Iyanla Vanzant had that mother, that old ex-couple that was on there, and the mother finally had to admit that she lied and that the father had never molested his kids. But these girls grown as fuck, 30, 40 some years old, just now realizing 30, 40 years later, their mama was a liar. But daddy had to walk around with that stain for 30. That man done died a death, 30, 40 plus years. And I hear you now on the other side of the phone. I get it. Well, he survived. He didn't go crazy and do all that. Everybody ain't cut from the same cloth, sis. Everybody ain't. This part of the shit I be talking about. I would much rather embolden a black man that knows he's doing right. I'm not talking about the fuck niggas. I keep telling y'all that. I'm not talking about the fuck niggas y'all like to have fun with. Because these are y'all words. These ain't my words. These are black women's words. He fun. This nigga over here born. I'm using y'all words, not mine. I'm not talking about the fuck niggas you like laying down with. I would much rather embolden a good-ass, solid black man to cut that shit short with your ass early. I would rather embolden these brothers to, yes, call a black woman a bitch to her face, than walk around with that and harbor that type of anger and resentment and having to swallow your motherfucking pride every day. I would rather you get that shit off your chest and then go back and apologize if you're wrong. If you're wrong. But a lot of these sisters' behavior, that's not sister behavior. You're not a fucking queen. And then to have his then girlfriend, then ex-girlfriend tell him, oh shit, nigga, I'm gonna copy your ex-wife move. I'm gonna take this baby away from you too. What reason does that man have to live? Because y'all always say we so motherfucking selfish. And all he think about is himself. Obviously, he was thinking about his kids. But I know what you're saying. Obviously, he wasn't. Because now the babies ain't got no parents at all. In that brother's mind, they ain't have no parents no damn way. So why not kill himself? Why not kill those 2 other women? Because they weren't being parents. They were being controlling. When you use your children as pawns and threaten men and all this shit, it's always a joke. I just mentioned that Chris Rock shit. It's always a joke. It's always funny. Until it ain't. And it's sad that shit gotta get to this point for us to even have a conversation. Because usually when brothers are crying over their children, literal tears coming down their eyes, when a man is heartbroken, in particular a black man, it's a joke. It's go time. Kick that nigga when he down. Say the same cliche ass bullshit. Oh, go get help, brother. Brother, go get help. Which one of y'all motherfuckers gonna pay for it? That was my other point I was making earlier. Now, more than likely, he done paid child support, alimony. His check already dwindling. And then this little half-ass piece of mental health insurance that these jobs give us. You got, 3 free sessions? 3? But this brother been dealing with this shit for 3 years. I'm talking in particular about this brother that we just seen the video on. But how many other men are going through this shit? Realistically. That's why it's imperative for brothers to talk to brothers. Real talk. And y'all stop trying to check each other on, man, you gotta be a leader, man. You gotta be all this other cliche bullshit, bro. Get to the real fucking issue. If you know you're dealing with a solid ass man, a solid ass brother, encourage that brother to stay on that goddamn path. Cause when you start belittling him and questioning all his goddamn motives and shit, and that nigga know he a good dude, he gonna start questioning himself. Trust me, I know. I done been there. Then put a gun in my mouth. But you'll say, oh, that nigga weak. You'll say that nigga weak. Because you allowing somebody else to control you, bro. This is why I talk the shit I talk now. You're right. to a degree. This is why I talk the shit I talk now. I would much rather, and I hate that shit. I shouldn't have to talk to no black woman like a common ass bitch off the street. There's so many I done had to fucking check recently for continuing to be that good dude. For letting shit slide. For overlooking shit. I done had to go in the goddamn court and get my oldest. And what's crazy is when I sat in that motherfucking courtroom and that older black man was sitting on that bench, he looked down at me from his seat, looked me dead in my motherfucking face, asked me why I wanted my daughter. And I told him I believed I could provide a better opportunity for her. He chuckled and said, "You just want some money." In court, on the record. I'm getting this from an older black man. So y'all have no fucking clue of the shit we go through. No fucking clue. And then y'all tell us to start talking. And then when we start talking, you tell us to stop. Because you don't want to hear it. This nigga full of shit. Here this nigga go. Nigga. That's what our sisters give us. Those are our queens. And yes, before you start, I know it's some crazy ass men out there. Newsflash, baby, you the one fucking them. We didn't have 2 and 3 babies by these niggas. You did. But I'm not supposed to check you on your choices, right? But you get to check me on mine. I'm not supposed to tell you what to do with your body, but you're supposed to tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to do with my goddamn money and my time and my effort. So this is the danger of when we get into these spaces of everybody can do what they want. Last I checked, everybody included daddy too. When you say you got to consider the black family, last I checked, daddy was included in the black family. But don't nobody check on us. So brothers, again, it's imperative that you check on yourself and check on your strong friend. Niggas can feel how they feel, man. I call my partners all the time and say, dog, I just needed to hear your voice. Nah, no funny shit. Nigga, I needed to hear your voice. Because if you my partner, you my boy for real, nigga, I know when your voice getting ready to crack. I done ate at your mama's table. I know when something wrong. You can shoot that bullshit to your co-workers. Yeah, something went wrong with the phone. But again, if you my boy, you my partner, man. Don't get offended by that shit, man. Don't think a nigga being funny. Dog, I had to call you. I just needed to hear your voice. A text message just wouldn't do. Some brothers I ain't talked to in months. They just get that call out the blue. And every time I call one of them boys, man, you the only person to check up on me, bro. Maybe you and one other person, they'll name somebody. Every time. Don't get so goddamn busy where we forget about each other, man. Don't get so fucking busy where you forget about yourself. Because everybody want black men to be these leaders, right? Y'all want us to be the fucking foundation. Start teaching these young boys to take care of themselves like you fucking taught the girls. We done raised black women 3 fucking generations off of you don't need a man. Go do for yourself. When you want a man, you'll be able to pluck one off a tree. That's essentially what you teach us, what you teach young black girls. And then you turn around and teach boys, man, you better go find you a woman. On the lower end, man, you better go get you some pussy. But you don't tell them how to react to that pussy because it's still emotional. Niggas can talk that big time player shit all they want to. That shit's still emotional. There's still some type of emotional connection, even as a man. It may be lesser than a woman, but it's still there. And because you don't want to recognize it, you don't tell him how to deal with his emotions. And that's why you get the results of what we just got from this brother. This is the one we know about. But people gonna say he crazy and all that shit. Y'all ain't said word one about that sister that ran her husband over last year. If anything, you made jokes and said, oh, that nigga had to do something. He was cheating. Because women don't do that. You a motherfucking lie. You know how many women assault men every year? The numbers are really, really close. I think it's like, what, 4 out of 5 women, some shit like that. It's like 3 out of 5 men. We act like there's this big ass gap, and it's not. And those are just the numbers we know about, because you know men are less likely to report shit like that. But then when you're dealing with issues of the family court, man, this shit, it's so many layers. It's so many layers. I might go live for the first time and just see who wanna chop this shit up. This one heavy right here. This one heavy. And I want y'all to pay attention to how fucking calm that brother was. All my military folks, the folks we serve with that we know that took a goddamn life, you know what that fucking face looked like. You know how calm that shit is? Not peace, just calm. That brother had made a decision. He had already executed it. Literally and figuratively. He had already executed the plan. I'm gonna kill that one. Fuck it, might as well go ahead and kill this bitch too. She the one kicked it off. I don't know who the hell Oliver was that he shouted out, but shout out to that brother. Because he said you knew the situation. And I'm sure I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, brother, that you did your best to try to talk that man off the ledge, and there ain't no telling how many times you did talk him off the ledge. But as he said before that call ended, today's the day. And you don't know when somebody's today's the day is gonna be. And for y'all insensitive folks, I just gave you that example of that sister that ran her husband over last year. I think she just pled guilty. I believe the brother survived within an inch of his life. But y'all understand that shit about cheating, but you don't understand when a man go to this level of this extreme level when it involves his children. Was it a month ago that other sister had wrote that note and killed herself right before Thanksgiving? Because she said how hard it was to be a single mother. How much she was struggling to handle shit by herself. And all the single mothers felt that shit. And there's so many other brothers that feel that shit too, because we're parents. We know how hard it get. And then we know how hard it get on top of not getting any help. Sisters, y'all have the state behind you. You see, this brother was dealing with accusations of child molestation because the state is behind the mother. That's all it takes. They talk that best interest of the child shit. I promise you, they're gonna do everything in their power to keep them kids with y'all. Like you have to get caught having an orgy with 15 keys of cocaine on the table with the baby being molested in the other room when the police kick in the door. Do you know how fucking hard it is to get a child from a mother, even if the situation isn't the best? But you can snap that shit away from a father. And y'all wonder why brothers snap. Speaking of snap, another example. Watch that show Snap. See how many women flip the fuck out because of infidelity. And y'all be right there high-fiving. For y'all older heads, y'all still high-fiving about Lorena Bobbitt. Go Google that shit for the younger crowd. The lady husband was supposedly cheating and abusing her. She cut his dick off while he was asleep. Threw that shit out in a cornfield somewhere. Women still get a kick out of that shit. But you don't understand the mental health of a black man losing his child. Like I said, that brother has died 3 years. Every day for 3 years, fighting to get his children. And then got another one on the way and have the new mother tell him, I'm gonna do your ass the same way. So he just did some easy math. Shit, if I've been going through it with 3 years with her, she about to drop this one times 2. That's 6 years. I'm not finna do this shit again. That's why he was so fucking calm. Because that day was the day. Y'all be blessed, man. Like I said, I might go live for the first time. This shit is really, really fucking with me. This is really, really fucking with me. Anyway, man. Peace.